Hi guys, it's Glitterati. So, what's going on? I need you guys to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon. We're going to go through this till you guys do it or not. Once again, thank you for coming back and chilling with me and talking. Today we're going to be talking about Africa. We're talking about the Congo, the DRC. So, before we talk about, actually there's a trending hashtag that's the silent genocide is going around, but it's not making a lot of waves. A lot of people are not talking about it because, DRC is one of the places that has so many resources that is controlled by so many different entities of the West, from London to USA to everybody's in there. Asia, China, all of these people are in there trying to create conflict so they can get their hands on some of the resources. And the resources are huge. On what we use, on electronic, aerospace, our phones, is cobalt. Cobalt is one of the sought after minerals in this world. It's an over $24 trillion industry. And you know where it's at in abundance? In the Congo. So that is what the word silent genocide is coming from, because there's been a lot of stuff that's going on where they're sending troops from other neighboring countries like Rwanda and Uganda to create turmoil and take out whole villages of people. Can you imagine that? Creating drama, killing people so that you can free up the area where you want to mine these resources. So that's what's happening right now in Congo. Silently, people are getting slaughtered left and right. And I don't know if you know about that Rwandan genocide, the Tutsis versus the Tutsis versus another set, and they wiped out so many people because of that, divisive kind of spirit. And this kind of thing is happening again in the Congo, and also arming militias and rebel forces to create this unnecessary turmoil. And the Congo, being one of the richest continents in minerals and resources, is being torn apart because of their resources. It's the poorest country in the world. Can you imagine? They have diamonds, they have ivory, they have gold, they have rubber, they have cobalt. They have so many resources, and they have been tapping those resources for years. Let me take you back to the history of the DRC, which is a sad one that was first created by Belgium. So, King Leopold, does that name ring a bell? Probably doesn't. King Leopold, does that ring a bell? Probably doesn't. Because this man was one of the biggest bane in the Congo's existence. So, being part of Belgium, they've always wanted to have a colony, because most of the richest countries in the world that were doing slavery or participating in slavery or participating in colonization had colonies all over the world. But Belgium didn't. Belgium tried, but they never really kind of got that footing to get the space. So he's found a way. He wanted the Congo because the Congo had so many things. But he knew that if he came at the other countries and told them that, we want to, colonize the Congo, they would say no, because they were, Belgium was kind of a newer country. It was the 1800s, 1885, 1884. I don't remember exactly, but 1800s. So he decided to go the other route and say that he wants to bring Christianity and help modernize the Congo and bring, spread religion around the Congo. All freaking lies. And other countries had tried to get into Congo, but it was just really, really murky. It was really hard to get into. It was it was very hard, highly forest dense and stuff like that. So they didn't want to deal with it. They said, sure. This was during the Berlin Conference. They gave him the Congo. This man, as soon as he got the Congo and sent his troops and sent his people there to start their madness. When I say madness, they went there not to colonize the people, to enslave them. To enslave these people to start tapping rubber, because they found rubber while they were there. So they enslaved these people to tap rubber, and they were threatening them that if they didn't tap the rubber, that they will kill their wives, their children. They were taking people's hands. Anybody that was fighting against stuff, they will cut your hands off. There's so many images of slaves that without limbs, even children without limbs, because maybe their parents weren't able to tap enough for that day, and then they were crucified or, you know what I'm saying, punitized. They then enlisted like the strong men in the that were part of the Congo to start their own military, and had that military. People hurting their own people is what they were doing. So they incited, kind of like, you know, infighting, which is black on black crime, which they did, and they incited that. King Leopold is a quiet hero in Belgium, but he is one of the wickedest. The atrocities that happen, the rapes, the killing, the burning of villages, the maiming, the disfigurement that happened under his rule was so sick. People came and visited and saw it and wrote about it, that it was sick, because he had people writing lies and saying that, oh, he's spreading religion, spreading. No, it was all about tapping into those resources. So when it finally came to the world stage and everybody said something, Belgium bought DRC from him. He made over $1 billion, even more, uncountable amount of money made off the backs of people because of those resources. And then went on to then create a zoo and have the Congolese people in the zoo so people can come and watch them in Belgium. Can you imagine? Belgium really has not even apologized. They did they made a museum that has the Congolese, like, you know, artifacts, and has the history of what happened, but that's not an apology for all the stuff, the atrocities that have been done to these people. And these people are still resilient. Can you imagine? And from there, Belgium still went there and started tapping the gold, the ivory, the diamonds, other stuff. Brussels, which is small, is one of the most opulent. All the money they've made from the Congo is unbelievable. And then fast forward, then all the nations started finding out about what's in the Congo. Everybody wants a piece of the Congo. The Congo is the jewel of the Nile, Abi. Everybody wants it. So now, because of cobalt and other resources, all of these countries are trying to clear. They just want to kill all the people off, to just take the resources and go. So me, you, everybody that we know, we feed into the attack on the Congos because we purchase these goods. People online for iPhones, they're online for Androids. They feed this. So they're taking the resources for barely nothing and flipping it to make $24 trillion. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine spending that in your lifetime? No. So why isn't Congo one of the richest countries in the world? Why are they killing the Congolese people off? This is a problem. This is a problem that we need to give a voice to, and we need to talk about. Because it's like the elephant in the room and nobody is really caring. Whenever there's diseases or whatever, everything is pushed onto the Congo. And they do all of these things that are atrocious to them. Ebola was in the Congo. Who knows who dropped Ebola off there for them? So it's like the saddest story ever, that you're a country that has all of the resources and you're still poor. You go there, it's not even modernized like that. There's still a lot of crimes, child soldiers that have never healed, all of these nonsenses. They have children working in mines, mining stuff that messes them up. I was about to curse, y'all. That messes them up. Their insides, they're, mining your lungs, all of that. And then, like, they don't even really get to live their lives. There's a huge alcohol addiction thing that happens in the Congo, because what else can you do to kind of hide and water down what's going on with you? So there is killings going on now. Western countries are arming militias from Uganda, Rwanda, to create turmoil and kill Congolese. I need you all to spread this video, to spread the word, to make sure that the world, because we cannot have human rights violation happen like this. I weep for the Congo, because they have no kind of voice in this fight. No voice. Their leadership is not really doing much. So we need to rally and make sure that we push this message out and make sure that we are letting people know that we know what Leopold did, we know what the West is doing, and we're not going to stand for it because it's not right. Pay those people fair wages if you're going to take their resources, or pay them the price that you need to pay to get those resources. Point blank, period. That's what I have to say about the Congo. I hope you guys look up the Congo, do more research on the Congo, and realize that there is no independence in Africa if all of Africa is not independent. We are one. Kwame Nkrumah said this. There is no independence if all of Africa is not. There's no forward moving if we're not all independent, away from all the chains, the real chains and invisible chains of colonization that still go on today. It's Glitter. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon.
Nation. Give me 2 shots on the regular.